me teaching this before already. This is on conduction, convection, and radiation. Okay? So before I go into the conduction, convection, and radiation, let me introduce to you certain things that is not done in class last year. Okay, this is the Sec 3 stuff. Okay, the conduction, convection, radiation is exactly the same as Sec 2. That one is pretty easy. I'll do a quick summary, then we'll go through the lesson. Okay, so we see how much we can go through today. I have until 9. Okay, so over here, when we talk about Singapore weather, everybody knows Singapore weather, right? So freaking hot and stuff like that, right? So what happened is when we use air condition, do you think it's a good thing? No, it's good for us, but it's not good for Mother Earth. So if you have no children, then of course you can kill Mother Earth all you want now, because you have no generation after you to use Earth, right? But if you do have children in the future, then you'll wish that they actually can survive in whatever environment that is left for them, because you know that Mother Earth is actually not doing very well already. The atmosphere is getting hotter and hotter, global warming because of global warming, and therefore what happened is we start to turn on more aircon because it's so hot, right? We turn on more aircon like now, then it becomes a vicious cycle. It makes things even worse. Okay, so you must think of, so now Singapore is actually thinking of many ways to cool our spaces down. Okay, they build like rooftop garden, they try to plant plants along the wall, they try to paint the building white so that it doesn't absorb heat so quickly. They do a lot of things basically. They do a lot, okay? But still, nothing beats the things that we done daily lah. Like this kind of thing, waste water and stuff, is not easy. Some people bathe almost like 5 times a day. My husband bathe like 3 times a day. Like, why do you need to bathe so many? No, he insists. I tell him, you know, when he bathe, he turn on the heater to the maximum temperature. I say, are you roasting a duck? Like, seriously, why do you need to do that? But he says it's shock ah. It relaxes his muscle. I say it burns your skin, not relaxing your muscle. Man, that's why because of that, he got a lot of eczema. So it's like a vicious cycle all over again. Right, so anyway, this is just for FYI, okay? It's not important. This is the one that's important. Okay. When we teach conduction, convection, radiation, we basically just teach you how heat is transferred. That's it. It's like how you get to the school from your home, how you transfer yourself to school. That's it. But over here, we are letting you understand, which I think you already do, the concept of heat. Okay? What is the concept of heat? So for example, I'm damn hot. Okay? Then I go to somebody who is not so hot. Okay? So we touch each other. What happens? Ultimately, we will be of the same temperature. Right? We all know that, right? We all know that. So for example, if your Milo is super duper hot, you throw in like 2 or 3 cubes of ice. What happened to the ice? It melts. What happened to the hot Milo? It cools down. Ultimately, they reach another temperature. Okay? So this is what it means by thermal equilibrium. There will be a point whereby it just stops. It just stays there, that temperature. And usually this thermal equilibrium, it is usually, ultimately give it enough time, is usually room temperature. Okay? It's usually room temperature. So if hot water cools down, cold water warms up, place there, it's always to room temperature. Okay? Why? Okay, why? I'm recording, so if you, I will send this to Mr. Chow, ask him to post it up on Google Classroom. Why did he, never mind, let's not talk too much.
It's not like that, but you just say it like one time. I'm gonna get it.
Okay, so did he introduce to you what's internal store? You all know internal store, right? Right, I think it's chapter number 5 when we teach about energy, KE, GPE and whatsoever. He teach you what's internal store. Actually, the chapter before this was that already. Talking about the particles, all particles, anything. Can be this pen, can be my Apple pen, can be your phone. Everything has an internal store. That means internally, we believe they are made up of particles, and the particles do have some form of energy. That's the reason why in chemistry, you learn that in solid state, the particles what? Vibrate about its own fixed position. Remember that? Chem. Then in liquid, what happens? It slide over one another. Remember that? In gases, what happens? It go around in all directions at fast speed, something like that. Remember that? So we're talking about particles, right? Then how does particles move? Right? So there must be some form of energy in them, and we call them internal store or internal energy. And in this case here, internal energy is made up of two things. One, potential energy. And what is this potential energy? It's the attractive forces between the particles. Remember in chemistry we learned that. You learn in chemical bonding. Remember? Ionic bond, covalent bond. So ionic has what? Strong electrostatic forces of attraction. Okay. Covalent, what do they have? Weak intermolecular forces of attraction. So all this attraction is our potential energy when you convert back to physics. Okay. That's why you must take physics and chem, which is the best combi in the world, man. Because they are related. Whatever you cannot answer in chem, you answer in physics. But bio is a different ballgame altogether. Okay? So it's about the attractive forces, okay? Then Ke is about the movement. Okay? The vibrate bonds on fixed position, sliding past one another, and stuff. Okay? Got it? This will not be asked too drastically, okay? Will not be, okay? It's just for you to know. Okay, why? Because in the previous chapter, they already introduced this already. And whatever they want to ask in solid, liquid, gas, they will have asked this already. So we are just bringing it back over here just to let you see that there is such thing called particles, there's such thing called energy, and ultimately it leads to heat transfer. Okay? Second thing that you already know, without even studying physics, is the idea of energy moving from high temperature region to a lower temperature region. It's always like that, high to low. Okay? You cannot be giving money to another person when you have lack of money. It's usually the one that has more money give to the person with lesser money. Okay? It's always the person with more time give the time to the person with less time. Okay? It's always like that, more to less, high to low. It's always like that. Okay? Until both regions have the same temperature. This is what we mean by thermal equilibrium. Thermal means heat. That means when heat come to equal. I know it's poor English, but equal. Okay? Equal. That means the heat energy, or cannot say heat energy, the heat is equalized. The thermal energy is equalized. Okay, to be equalized, it basically means that these two substances, their internal energy more or less is the same. Okay? Because you must remember, heat is a form of energy, movement is a form of energy, okay? All the attractive forces between the particles is a form of energy as well. Okay? So, this is exactly what I said just now. You don't really need to highlight, but if you want to, you can. What I said just now was when two or more objects have the same temperature, there is no net transfer. Do you know what's the meaning of net? Do you know what's the meaning of net? Do you remember when you studied diffusion and osmosis in Sec 1? Do you remember? So let's say, for example, over here has more water, over here has lesser water. That means this is like maybe a dilute sugar solution, this is a concentrated sugar solution. So what happens to the water molecules? It will travel from a region that has higher water potential, which is more water molecules. It will travel more to the side that has lesser water molecules. But that doesn't mean that the side that has lesser water molecules don't travel. It does no. Like for example, when we go overseas, there will be rich friends and not so rich friends. Am I right? So those people who are more rich, what happens to them? When you go overseas with them, they will tend to buy more things than we share. Like, hey, this one was quite good. Okay, I buy for you. Then you don't have to return me money, we share. Those people who are richer will do that. Then those people who are not so rich, they also feel a bit like paiseh. You know what I mean of paiseh? No? Like a bit embarrassed, like why is my friend always treating me? I also feel like treating my friend. So I see something that's cheaper, maybe bubble tea or something like that. Then I say, okay, why not I buy bubble tea for us? So you see, the one that has more will travel more, will give more. But doesn't mean that the one that has lesser money don't give. It give, but lesser. So for example, this one 4-finger give, but this one only 2-finger give. But what is the net movement? Is from left to right. Because it has 2 more extra that moves compared to the other side. You see that? But when I say no net movement, it means to say that maybe both the friends are as rich. You give so much, I also give so much. So there's no net movement. There is movement, but there is no net movement. That means I don't see one side going over much more than the other. Why? Because in this case here, both same temperature. I transfer some heat to you, you transfer some heat to me. No difference what? They are ultimately same temperature. But if I were to have a cup of hot Milo and drop ice in, where is the direction of heat transfer? Yeah, so who lah? Milo to ice. So will there be a net transfer over here? Yes, because the Milo is freaking hot, the ice is very cold. So therefore there will be a net transfer. It will net transfer until the point whereby all the ice melted, the Milo cooled down, no net transfer. You understand? Do you understand what I'm talking about? Okay. So yes, that's it. Okay, so this one, don't bother. Bye-bye. Okay, this is just animation, okay? I feel that you can just go and Google, just go and YouTube and say, show me thermal equilibrium. Then they will show you some thing that's jumping around. So that's it, okay? You can slowly go home and read this. This is exactly what I said just now, you see? Ice in hot Milo, then it becomes a lower temperature, okay? So I don't want to repeat myself. I'm pretty much done for the first part. Okay, so now, over here. Can we move on? Any questions so far? You okay? Can Okay. Don't understand, must tell me no. Because the next moment, the person who is going to go through this review is Mr. Chow already. Okay? Okay? So over here, okay. Just to give you an overview, just in case I missed out anything, okay? Can I give you an overview first? From here onwards, actually everything that you see is exactly the same as Sec 2. Exactly the same. The only difference is in Sec 2, we don't actually show you this. Do we? Maybe we did.
What's that?
It's to show you, like for example, this is the metal. I put fire here. Then after that later I barbecue like for example this marshmallow, right? Then I have a metal top. Then I hold on to the metal top. Then I do barbecue. Then next moment, why the metal top suddenly becomes so hot?
Oh, I think it's the one where we put the wax.
Yes, that's the one. Exactly the same. The wax one, remember in primary school, you put wax here.
I remember. What's that ingredient?
Okay, whatever. You all do barbecue before?
Yeah.
Eat satay before? Right, all these things, right? Same thing. So for example, when you have like a satay in front, then you hold on to the wooden, even for wooden stick, you do barbecuing. At first the wooden stick don't feel so hot. Then after a while, what happened? The wooden stick actually feel a bit warmer. Why? Because from the heat source, anything that is nearer to the heat source will start to vibrate more, right? Why? Because the heat actually give energy to the particles. The particles, when increase in temperature, tend to move more. Just imagine when you are in the hot field, what happened to you? Wow, so hot. You do this, right? You do this, right? If you don't have a fan, you do this, right? So when you're doing this, you are making yourself move more. You saw that? So imagine particles, same thing. When they encounter heat, they will also want to move a little bit more. So when they move a bit more, what happened? I show you, when I move a bit more, I will accidentally hit my friend, right? Let me show you something that you guys did last year. Do you remember what you did last year? Do you remember? Yeah. Oh, you remember lah.
I don't know.
You do not know? Yeah, because you're not in my class. Wait.
So you show us so many things I do.
Yeah, I give you all the nonsense shit. Where is it?
Oh, where got matching one?
Yeah.
How about I find it for you, Mama?
No, not this one. Wait, have. You know why? Because I show it to my existing set. Ah, there! So conduction, see, it will hit the neighboring particles, then it will, see, it will move, then it will move faster. Right? Then convection, heat source, then movement, see? Right? Then cooling source, aircon, then movement. This radiation. You realize the particles don't move when it's radiation? You want? I can send this to Mr. Chow, then upload again just to remember what you did last time, okay? So with that, I believe you all remember what you did in Sec 2, right? Yeah. This is a proof to you that there is something done in Sec 2. Okay, let me do a summary before I start, in case you missed everything out, at least you have something. How do I know? Okay, let's be practical. When you study all these things, you need to sit for exams, right? Right? Okay, so when you sit for exams, what are some of the stuff that exams needs you to do? They will practically give you a scenario. Let's say hot pot. Okay, you're cooking food in hot pot. How come the food will get cooked in the hot pot? Why? Okay, like for example, now there's a fireplace at this corner of the room. How come I sit so far away, I can still feel the heat? I'm not sitting on top of it, right? How come I still can feel the heat? So all these are scenario-based questions. You must have the ability to choose whether something is conduction, convection, or radiation. So over here, I'm teaching you how to choose. Choose the correct heat transfer method. Do you guys have a group chat for your class? This group. So funny. Okay, never mind. Okay, you know what? I will just upload this video onto my YouTube. Then you all just access from there, okay? Yes, but most of my video are unlisted. So you need to have the link before you can access my video. So I'll make this particular video listed. That means it becomes public. That means any Tom, Dick and Harry also can watch one. Okay? Then you can access it, okay? Then I don't have to trouble Mr. Chow. I will also put the conduction convection into YouTube. So cute, right? Then you guys will be famous. Okay. Alright, so in conduction, what must I see? Okay, girls at the back, take note. What thing? Of course, you can write anything, man. You want to stand up and dance also, okay? Okay. What's her name? I forgot. What are you doing?
I'm doing notes.
You sure? You look very intense.
No.
I don't know, but never mind, it's up to you, okay? So how do we choose something when it's conduction? First of all, there must be material. Any one of you are colorblind over here?
Me.
Really, huh?
No.
So you must see that there's a material being mentioned. Material is what? Material means it could be a metal or a non-metal. Okay, being mentioned, like for example, they say, what happens if I place a layer of wool around my water bottle? How will the temperature change as compared to another water bottle that doesn't have wool? Or why is the handle of frying pan made of wood? You see them mentioning the material, right? The things that used to make certain things. Then you can be very, very, very assured that it's conduction they are talking about. Second thing, let's say if there's a picture, like let's say they give you a diagram or a picture, then you see that there is some contact between the heat source to the object itself. Then you can also be very assured that this is conduction. Okay? If you actually look at my Sec 2 notes, you have seen that I've said the same thing over again. But I do not know whether you guys still have the Sec 2 notes though. If you still have it, use it. Okay, it's exactly the same there. If you can find your recording from last year, use it also. I didn't archive, so if you look at your Google Classroom, you can still see your Sec 2 class recording, okay? Of course, it'll be noisier lah. People at the back will be like, Bella! All the names being called. Okay, next one, convection. How do I know when to use convection? Usually the medium that's involved is either liquid or gas. That means you hardly find yourself choosing convection when it is a solid. Let's say, for example, I'm like barbecuing my satay. I would not say it's convection, no. Okay? Unless I place my satay a bit higher, I let the heat from the barbecue pit heat up my satay, then maybe convection. Okay, why? Because that becomes a layer of air between my satay and my heat source already. Okay, so when there's a layer of air, it's parked under gases. Okay, your hot pot, why your hot pot, the food ultimately will be cooked is because of the liquid. Yes?
So that means steaming it.
Steaming, yes, you're right. Steaming, good job. Very good. I never thought of it before. Steaming, yes. Okay, so second thing is the position of the sources. When I say position of the sources, I'm talking about the heat source and the cooling source. So let's talk about the heat source. The heat source has to be placed on, at the bottom. Like your Bunsen burner flame must be at the bottom. Your fire pit must be at the bottom. Your induction plate, hot induction plate must be at the bottom as well. Everything must be at the bottom. Okay? If the heat source become not at the bottom, like for example, if I want to boil the water in there, I put the fire at the bottom up. Then I can say that, oh, this is convection. Okay? That means the water inside that starts to boil will form a convection current. Why? Because when I heat the base, the water that's near the base will get heated up and you'll move up and down, up and down, up and down. Okay? But if I put my fire beside it, ultimately my water will get warm but never boil. Will get warm. Then the process, you cannot say is convection. Why? Because the position of the heat source is not at the bottom. You understand? It must be at the bottom of it. Okay, my English is not very good, but yeah, you know what I mean, right? Cooling source. What? The cooling source, like air condition, okay? It must be placed on top. That's the reason why those of you who buy those air cooler, do you know in one of our rooms there's like air cooler, they have a piping, they go to the wall there and vent out the hot air.
Where?
Then they also have a flag there that keeps the room cool. The additional room that was built at the 4th floor,
Oh.
the corner room, yeah, I don't know what's the number, I forgot. But that one has an air cooler. So you realize air cooler only so high, like that only. And they will start to blow. And when you stand up, you realize that only my tummy is cool, no. But my head is pretty warm because the top part of the room is not cool yet. So you need to sit down, then you can feel the cool air. Why? Because the cooling source is not placed on top. To be an effective cooling source, it has to be placed on top so that the whole entire place get cooled down very fast. But the air cooler, the vent is only here, no. Then it starts to blow, blow. Maximum height it can reach is just here. Anything beyond, do you feel the cool air? Actually, you don't. You don't. Okay? Can? So convection is like that. How do I identify? This is to identify. I haven't teach you how to write answers yet. This is just for identification. Then next, I'm done already. Then next, I'll go to radiation. So when it comes to radiation, you need to look at 6 words. Black, white, rough, smooth. Yeah, thank you. Dull, shiny. When I say black and white, why it goes out of place? Yeah? Oh my God, okay. No, it's not me, it's that one. Hey, how can I make it smaller? Okay, it doesn't become smaller. I'm holding on to it. Okay? So when I say black and white, it doesn't mean that it must be black and white. It can be dark colored and light colored. You understand? Okay? So must be flexible. Don't be like a robot like that. When I see these 6 words, guarantee plus chop is radiation. Like, why is it hotter to be in the black car than in the white car? Why does it feel warmer faster when you wear a black shirt during Jogathon compared to me wearing a white shirt? Okay, so whenever you see them mentioning color, that means black, white lah, dark light color lah, or for example they say, do you know emergency blankets? Have you heard of emergency blankets before? Not fire lah. Emergency blankets in the packaging looks exactly like a disposable raincoat.
What is it for?
Now I'm telling you lah. Okay, emergency blanket looks exactly like a disposable raincoat. So what happened is when you are drenched in a campsite, for example, there's a storm. Then everything gets blown away and you are stuck in the rain and you have no shelter to go to. Okay, and you feel really cold and you know that if you don't keep yourself warm, you'll reach what we call as the not freezing, there's a word for it, that you become so cold your body function starts to drop. Yes, thank you. What's that again? Hypothermia, is it? Yeah, that one. Okay, so this emergency blanket, you can open it out. It feels like a very thin sheet of plastic, like that. Like the tissue paper plastic, it feels like a thin sheet of plastic, but it's super shiny. Okay, it's super shiny. So what happened? It's not really aluminium. It's just like a plastic that's super shiny. It has silver surfaces. So when you cover it on yourself, believe it or not, you will feel warm. Yeah, you are cold, you cover, you will feel warm. If you are very hot, you cover, you basically will die. Okay, usually it's for cold weather. Okay, so when you cover yourself, what happens? I know the action of covering actually makes you feel warmer already, but because it has this shiny surface in fact is actually a pore. Okay, a pore radiator of heat. That means it doesn't emit heat out from your body so quickly. So by covering, by right, the heat still can penetrate through the emergency blanket and escape. But because it has a shiny surface, all the heat that's supposed to go out will not go out so quickly because it is considered a poor emitter of heat. Okay, so whenever you see all these 6 words being mentioned, maybe one of them or 2 of them in your question, you know they are asking you for radiation already. One more, in fact 2 more. Sometimes they may say this, sometimes they may say, hey, what happens if I have a bigger surface area? That means we talk about surface area lah. Like for example, why is the back of the refrigerator, the coil, why the coil must be like that? Like go in the snake form. Why can't I just have like a one line across, that kind of thing? Because going in the snake form actually increase the surface area. That means instead of just using one metal tube that goes from the top to the bottom of the fridge, I have the tube go round and round and round and round so that it cools down the back of the fridge quicker. The compressor don't have to work so hard. Then it preserves the fridge you can use for 10 good years. Okay, because fridge is a appliance that use 24/7 one. No, you cannot turn off one. No, it's not like your TV or don't watch TV lah. Then you can preserve the lifespan. No fridge on 24/7. Ever since you buy, you on for 10 good years. No, so you need to preserve it. So by having this snake-like thingy, it actually increase the surface area. So whenever you see them asking you, hey, how come the surface area is so big? Okay. Or I purposely do this because I want to increase the surface area. Then you know that they are talking about radiation already. Okay? The next one. Whenever we have a big difference in terms of temperature. So for example, this beaker of water is 100 degrees Celsius. I have something over here that is maybe 10 degrees Celsius. Okay? The heat transfer will be greater. as compared to another object that is maybe this one is only 50 degrees Celsius, then the other thing is maybe about 40 degrees Celsius, and this one will be slower. This is faster. Because let me write it more clearly. Wait. Because 100 to 10 is a difference of 90, whereas 50 to 40 is a difference of 10. So the difference, the minute the difference is not very great, the heat transfer is actually slower, much slower. So 1, 2, 3, these 3 points, whatever is being mentioned, you know definitely it's talking about radiation. Convection and conduction has 2 points only. So this summarizes how to choose the method of heat transfer already. Okay? Good? If all good, let me run through the actual slides that you need to know, okay? Who is not done there? Me. Okay. Actually, you can slowly go home and copy, because you can pause my video and start copying, like pause. Then you can start. Okay, can I move on so that I can cover more things? Okay, so over here, this is again a storyline, not very important. You like it, you go and read it, okay? So they are telling you that heat is transferred by 3 methods. It's either conduction, convection, or radiation. That's it. That is the gist of this page. Okay, nothing big deal. Alright, next. Sorry, a bit fast. Next, when it talks about conduction, you realize the video just now, how did the particles move? How did the particles move? What are they doing? Swaying, right? What is the purpose of swaying? Is to imitate vibration. Okay, this is how conduction transfer heat, is by vibrating. Okay, by moving. Moving as in vibrating, not physically move. Now, you realize the people don't move out of their spaces? Shh, girls. You realize the people don't move out of their spaces? They just sit there and they sway. They sit there and they sway, right? They don't move out of their spaces. Okay, take note of that. So because of that, we call them a vibrational movement only. Got it? Yes? Yes, Okay, Okay, move on. The rest not very important. I will talk about the rest the next page. No point talking it here. Let's study smart. Okay? We don't study too hard sometimes. We still need to play. Really, you study so hard, then in the end, you score the same marks as the person who studies smart. Then you want to study smart or study hard? Of course, study smart. Okay, now let me explain whatever things that I missed just now. To be a good thermal conductor is what we said to be good conductor of heat. This is what we learned in primary school or Set 2. Okay, to be a poor conductor, to be poor thermal conductor, we call it as poor conductor of heat. Don't use the word bad. No one likes the word bad. You are a bad person. Very strong. Okay, but you say, oh, you are a poor person. Like, okay, not so bad. It's like a very mild kind of words. Okay, so we use the word poor, right? Or otherwise, if you don't feel like using the word poor conductor of heat, you can say someone is good. You can say this is a good insulator. Everybody likes to hear that they are good, okay? My son also likes to hear, oh, you are a good boy. He's so happy. You are pretty good bad. No lah. So everybody likes the word good. No one likes to hear the word bad or poor. Okay, so otherwise, if you don't use the word poor conductor, you could actually use good insulator. They mean the same thing. Okay, so what makes something a good conductor? What makes something a poor conductor? Is their ability ability to transfer energy by conduction, and how quickly this energy is transferred. That will make something a better conductor than the other. Okay? That means if I can run very fast, 100-meter dash, I can run super fast. I reach the destination like in 5 seconds, but you reach in 10 seconds. That makes me a better runner. So similarly over here, if I have the ability to transfer my heat from one end of the rod to the other end of the rod very quickly, that makes me a good conductor of heat. If somehow or rather I hit one end of the rod, wooden rod for example, the heat transfer is only like that. It takes me quite a while to reach the other end. That makes me a poor conductor of heat. Okay? Remember that, please. Oh, I shouldn't be even walking, sorry. That was my bad. Okay? I'm supposed to, hey, you stand up. Stand up, four of you. I need more people. Okay, you stand beside me. Okay, if someone is a good conductor of heat, hey, come, stand close. When I move, everybody move. You realize that? That makes us a better conductor. Hey, give us some space. Space. Okay. See, when I move, I don't hit her. I must. Then she was cannot move. You must stand at your place. Then she must sway until she sway hard enough. Then she hit your head. Okay. That makes us a poor conductor. So from this particular scene, thank you so much. From this particular scene, you see the spacing. You see the spacing that we are at. You see the spacing that we are at. It's very obvious to relate it to solid, liquid, and gas. You realize that? Solid is closely packed, and you remember that in chemistry? Solid is closely packed. Like that lah, lama. Do you remember not? Okay, then liquid is like a bit further, but still a bit close, that kind of thing. Then gas is very far, something like that. Right? So, who is a better conductor? Let's not talk about metal, non-metal, okay? We just purely talk about solid, liquid, gas. Who do you think will be a better conductor of heat? Solid, because without even moving away from my position, the minute I sway, I hit someone already. Closely packed. Okay, so this will be a better conductor as compared to liquid. Liquid will definitely be a better conductor as compared to gas. Okay, now let's bring in metal, non-metal. So let's say, for example, if I have a solid metal and a solid non-metal, who will be a better conductor? Of course, metal. So to put it very simply, who should be the best conductor? It will be a solid metal. Second best conductor, solid non-metal. Third best conductor, liquid. Fourth best conductor, gas. Okay, if you were to look at the arrangement, What? I know you may want to ask like, hey, what happened to mercury? Then mercury is a metal as well, right? But it's a liquid. What's menthol? Oh, menthol. Is it like crazy?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Oh, I teach too fast, man. I teach too fast. Whatever things that I've said, this one is actually over here. I'm sorry. This whole chunk here, this whole chunk here, the blue drawing and whatsoever, supposed to be on the next slide, but it's okay, never mind. Okay, I will just highlight whatever that's needed, okay? Because you realize I teach, I don't follow slides. I don't follow slides, I follow what is in my mind. The order, okay? So, yeah, so sometimes you'll see me jumping here and there because I feel that the slides makes me more confused. Okay, so this is what we all know. Hey dear, don't talk anymore, girls. I only left with like 12 more minutes. Okay, you realize that for conduction, metal is better than non-metal. That's what we said about already. Then what makes metal a better conductor? Remember over here? What makes metal a better conductor than non-metal? What makes it better? Since both metal and non-metal, we are closely packed. Remember, we just stand next to each other. I shake, everyone shakes, right? Then what makes it so special that metal must be a better conductor? How else can metal transfer the heat from one position to another so quickly as compared to non-metal? Come forward, please stand up again. Zara, you come. I must find the small one. See, electrons are small. Yeah. See, hey, come. Okay, move forward a bit. Let Zara have more space. Okay, come closer. Okay, Zara, you done. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I transfer heat. Okay, you see what Zara is doing? There's this additional creature that is moving, right? You realize that? Who is she? Electrons. Okay, thank you. She's electrons. So, metal, besides being very closely packed, they have this additional part-time worker that's helping them to transfer the heat. Who are they? They are the free electrons. Okay? So Zara is a free electron. Whereas non-metal solid is just me, Jolene, and Zoe only. That's it. No one else already. Okay? But metal has Zara as my part-time worker. Okay? So that makes metal a better conductor because there's additional help for us to bring the energy over to the other place. You see? So the free electrons, which is Zara, move very fast through the metal and transfer energy easily. Okay? That is what makes metal a better conductor of heat. Okay, I hope you can remember all these things during exam, all the action-packed stuff. All good? Yes or no, dear? Okay, move on. This is exactly what I said just now. Us swing, right? The video, this is it. You go home and slowly read. Not very important. Sorry, I take back. It's a bit important. Why? Because Mr. Chow, I haven't seen any papers yet. Just for disclaimer's sake. He could actually ask you like describe conduction in particles like that. So he could actually ask you like, okay, explain in particles what happened in conduction of a solid. Then you must say that energy is transferred by the rod, the particles nearer to the heat source will vibrate more. Then what happens? Then they will start to collide. Energy transfer from a more energetic particle to a less energetic particles. Then after that what happens? More energy is then transferred from left to right. Particles begin to vibrate more vigorously. The temperature of the rod increases. He could ask. But if you ask me, how will I study this? I will study the big picture of the whole entire chapter first. I'll leave this to the very last, which is the night before. Then I will start memorizing. Can go in, go in. Cannot go in, doesn't matter. Because the chances of this coming out is not like 100% and it's not very high, you know what I mean? So we must be very smart in learning. What is the things that will come out? Is the application question of conduction, convection, and radiation, and how do I explain each and every one of them? So if I can master that, and I know the thing about thermal equilibrium, I'm pretty much done with this chapter already. Whatever inequity, which is this one, I keep it to the last to do it. Because I scared I forget the words. So the night before I memorize, at least I know the next day I can go to examination hall, it's still a bit fresh. You understand? You got me?
Yes.
Okay, of course you and I have different logic. You guys maybe study very, very hard. Wow, I'll start memorizing like now, that kind of thing, and then up to you lor. Okay. So over here, metal. How does metal look like? You see that the Zara is moving around in the blue color line? Okay, that is her, the free electrons. Moving here and there, everywhere. Okay, compared to non-metal don't have that. It's just peace and quiet. It's just us all swaying around to the music and things like this. But out come a toddler that runs crazily all over the place. Okay, that's your free electrons. Okay, can? Take note, the free electrons also collide. So for example, while swaying, the free electron, boom, possible. Or free electron and free electron, boom, each other, also possible. Okay, so there will be collision. So So in conduction, we are very, very interested in how much you can collide with one another. The more you can collide, the better transfer you will have. Okay, wait so let me write it down over here. In conduction, we are very interested in the word collision. You can collide more often, the chances of you transfer the heat is higher. Because you know why? We cannot move out of our position. I repeat again, in conduction, you realize the kids cannot move out of their position at all. They cannot. All they can do is collide. Okay? Even they sit so far away, they also just colliding only. Okay? They cannot move. So that's why I said before, conduction is very important. Okay? You need to collide. Got it? Okay, I'm done with conduction already. Okay, there's one exception which I do not know Mr. Chow likes to give or not. Diamond is actually a very good conductor of heat. Okay, that's it. But poor electrical conductor. So you very rich next time, you wear a diamond ring so huge, then when the sun rays shine, you realize that your finger is a bit hot. Something like that, okay, if they want to put it in that manner. Okay, just to take note, just to take note. But I feel that he will not test. I just got a feeling. Okay, never mind. Okay, so again, this is not very important. Oh, let me show you something. Yeah, man, I know. Okay, let me show you something, girls. Hey, how to get me? How to get back to my video? I don't want to search my own. I don't want to search my channel. Is it this one? Oh, yes. Oh, no, that's not the way. Stop.
John is currently battling.
Shut up. Conduction. My kids, you think I so free? There. Can see already. Come, let's watch.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
You see there's a piece of paper that is wrapped around. Take note that it's wrapped around a copper rod as well as a wooden rod. Copper rod, we know that it is a good conductor of heat. Wooden rod is not a good conductor of heat, okay? So you watch what happened to the piece of paper, okay? When it's placed on two different material. Fire, see? See what happened to the flame? You see what happened? You realize that the piece of paper, there's two Bunsen burners all heating up the piece of paper. You realize the one that is wrapped around the wooden rod is burned much quicker as compared to one that is not burned so much quicker. It's burning definitely, but it's not as quick. Why? You learned this in Sec 2, no dear? Why? You must understand. Yes, what? What? Say. You must understand one very basic rule.
Are you looking at me?
To be a good conductor of heat, you listen first, okay? Don't worry, okay? Everything is recorded. Okay, to be a good conductor of heat, you cannot just imagine it to be, I definitely can gain heat fast. You cannot have this mindset. Yes, you can, it is true. But you also must have a mindset knowing that it will also lose heat fast. Okay, it will also lose heat fast. So that's the reason why when your hand is touching the metal table leg, the table leg becomes the table leg how come so cold? But if you use the thermometer, you go and scan the tabletop and you scan the table leg, in fact both of them are of the same temperature. So why is it like that? Okay, it's because as a good conductor of heat, yes, it gains heat fast. Yeah, it's helping it to gain heat very fast. But the thing is, it also loses heat very fast. So paper can burn, I throw away all the heat on the outside already. That means over here, the metal, wow, quickly throw away the heat, take the heat, throw, if there is this action lah, but there's no such action. But just to help you to know what's happening behind the scene, it's like the copper rod has a blanket around it and it's under a flame. Then now you say, oh no, the fire is burning. Then faster throw the heat, so that you don't get burned up. But the wooden side got a blanket around it. I feel so tired. Burn up. Okay, throw a bit. It's like that. Because wooden rod is a poor conductor of heat. It loses heat very quickly. So it takes its own time trying to throw away the heat. Okay, whereas copper is fast. That's why you realize the paper don't burn up so quickly. You see what I mean? You want to watch one more video? I don't know whether I have time though. Okay, never mind. I will share it. How do I share it? Okay, you know what? You all take note of my channel. So funny.